How do you feel about violence? I'd be lying if I said the work I do doesn't go upside down.
Hi and welcome back to Real Reviews, where today I'm having a look at Duster. That's right, it's the Max show on HBO, which is going to be hitting the airwaves from the 15th of May and stars Lost alumni Josh Holloway alongside Rachel Hilson and Donal Logue, amongst others, not to mention Keith David. So let's dive into this J.J. Abrams, LaToya Morgan written piece and find out what all the fuss is about.
There she is, the rookie who thinks she can take down the Southwest Al Capone. You're pretty intense.
It's because I play to win.
So the first thing to strike you about Duster will be the fact that it is pure 70s chic. They've got the period absolutely bang on the money. They've got some absolutely smoking hot needle drop moments. They've got a soundtrack to die for. This is J.J. Abrams and LaToya Morgan on absolute full power. Josh Holloway, who said is alumni from Lost and played Sawyer for 120 odd episodes, is the rail thin bagman who works for Ezra Saxton, played by Keith David. This is just such a cool show, but what it also does, it tips its hat to Poker Face, it tips its hat to Starsky and Hutch, but what it also does is it also pays attention to, shall we say, the more social commentary elements of the era, which give it so much depth and give it so much, shall we say, richness in terms of texture, in terms of narrative. Rachel Hilson is also there. She plays a recently assigned black FBI agent to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and there is a lot of, shall we say, a clash of personalities, a clash of cultures, and also there is some institutional racism there. So there are some elements to contend with in Duster, that it isn't just a chic 70s show. But let's dig a bit deeper and find out what else is going on.
The police report said that your brother's death was an accident. But you don't get to where Saxton is without leaving a trail of bodies.
So the thing to be admired most about Duster, I think, is that sort of like the amount of complexity that goes into the plot, that goes into the way that the characters are interconnected, and the way that it literally does touch on relevant issues of the time, from the Watergate break-in through to the aftermath of Vietnam and the assassination of JFK, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. This really has serious political gumption. There are some things this show is trying to say. So from that point of view, you know, it really does, it deserves all your attention. I think, you know, there's so much choice out there in terms of new releases on a week by week basis that some things are going to get lost in the noise, and Duster is in danger of being one of those things. So for your sake and for my sake, please take the time to track this show down, because it is all kinds of awesome and deserves all your attention. On that note, I'm going to dive into my rating. Let's do that.
I may be the enemy in your eyes, but what matters is taking him down.
So I'm going to be giving Duster a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Why? Because the characters are absolutely excellent. Donal Logue, who is possibly better known as Harvey Bullock from Gotham, is completely unrecognisable as Sergeant Grooms, whilst, as I said, Josh Holloway really does own the role of Jim Ellis, and Rachel Hilson has to be acknowledged for pulling off possibly one of the most difficult characters in the entire show. On that note, I think it's worth every moment of your time. Please check it out, and I'm going to dive into my trailer next. Let's do that. And so it is, you've reached the end of another video review, this time for Duster, which is going to be out on Max or HBO Max, whatever you want to call it, from the 15th of May and stars Josh Holloway. So this is a bit where I go, if you've liked the video, then give me a thumbs up. Failing that, you can always just drop a comment in the comment box below and I will respond. And finally, just subscribe so that every Tuesday and every Saturday, when I drop another one of these videos literally into your lap, you'll get a little notification and you can pop it and watch or listen to as much or as little as you'd like, and then go about your day. In the meantime, check out the rest of the channel and maybe pop over to the Patreon page. Take care. See you soon.